Hey guys, Anders here with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the changes to Awaken Drakania on this week's test server patch. As expected, we have some PVE buffs to the class. They should arrive for all of us in next week's update. So the developer note mentioned how the class did well in the beta build, the early access build, so they made some adjustments for launch and now they're buffing PVE to help. I'm not going to get into what I think that says for their decision making, but let's get to some good news and see what nice buffs we have to work with. So starting off, we have 10% more damage to Flow Cloud Strife in PVE. Great skill, good AoE, hard hitting, now deals more damage, good change. Hexblood Sundering Roar now has 18% more damage in PvE, which is amazing. This skill is really nice to use, very quick if you cast it after some Hexblood skills or movement skills. Really good to see it get some damage back. Hexblood Savage Decree received 40 HP recovery per hit. That's on an 11 hit skill, so not bad at all. More health regen is great for Hexblood, though this skill in particular is unprotected, but it may be time to use it in the combo once it goes live. Doombringer no longer has that collision on hit, so that's been removed. This was a bug where you would sometimes get a slow animation when using Doombringer near mobs, which is how you use it obviously. So you may have noticed this as you've been grinding this week. That's going to be gone. Really good change. Hexblood Spiteful Soul now has 10% more damage in PvE. Great damage increase for a great skill. I use this one a lot. Flow Dragonflight now has more links to skills, so they gave us faster animations for the charge attack on the Tryon training skill. Our basic attack basically, now it can be used a lot faster, as well as tip of the scale, so both the Hexblood and Dragonblood versions, they're going to come out a lot faster from Mörkthanang's Wings and Dragonflight. Especially good for Hexblood if you're going to be running that bond for tip of the scale, the forward guard, really fast protected knockdown now. Though Aerial Burst also now has a second hit animation added after you use Dragon Walk Dash or Refraction Dash, which is also nice and also a good way to CC in PvP if you run the bond for Aerial Burst. Now I did notice Dragonflight tooltip has changed. It now says 300 stamina on evasive maneuvers instead of 250 stamina on continuous use and then 300 on the evasive. Now I checked the distance and animation speed again to compare Dragonflight now to the beta version, but as you can see the speed is still slower, but the distance, whoa, it is a lot farther than what we had in beta. It's been like this since Awakening launched on live servers, so it's nothing new, but it is nice to see that the distance is that far. Still, I think honestly Dragonflight is a really strong skill, especially in duels and open world PvP, because it just lets you essentially reset the fight as long as you haven't been slowed too much. Use this, get out of render distance, use Mörkthanang's skill, heal up, and just get back into the fight. You can do that basically every minute and 20 seconds if you want. Hexblood Crackling Flame now also has 11% more damage in PvE, which makes me think they want us to use this skill more in PvE for some cancels, so I'll see what I can do and see if the damage is better with it on the combo or not. And finally, Dragonblood Sundering Roar now has 12% more damage in PvE, which makes sense. It's our longest cooldown attack, should do some damage when we use it. And that's it for the changes this week. I'm glad they addressed the lack of damage in PvE. Honestly, I think it solves one part of the problem in Drakania Awakening, at least in PvE. The other, I think, is the small AoEs on the kit. She needs larger AoEs that kind of help in some grind spots, but otherwise, I think we're heading in a good direction. Now, before I leave you, I keep getting a lot of these questions, so I want to address them. What do I think about Drakania Awakening? Which form do I like more, Dragonblood or Hexblood? How is she in PvP, PvE? Well, I really like Drakania Awakening. I wouldn't be playing it, honestly, if I didn't like it. Hexblood is really cool. I really like that style. It's fun. She is worse than Succession in PvE right now, which is not a good thing, by the way. Although I think next week with these changes, we should see some improvements, and hopefully next week in the test server patch, we continue seeing more changes and more buffs, at least on the PvE side, for Drakania Awakening. Now, in dueling, I think she's pretty good. She's quick, agile, really fun to play, good damage as well. In group PvP, I'd say she's nothing close to Succession Drakania, and I'm frankly okay with that because, you know, Succession Drakania is pretty overpowering right now, and I expect it to get some nerfs eventually. But I just think overall, my feeling about classes in the game, every class, no matter what it is, should be on par with each other in PvE potential. Now, outside of that, there's a lot of arguments to be made and discussions to be had about what classes need to be nerfed in PvP, which ones need to be buffed. but I think we can all agree that every class should be really good in PvE. There's just no reason it shouldn't be that way. Now, anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about the buffs in the comments. Are you enjoying Drakania Awakening? Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.